Hello everyone. I just want to kind of make a like a record video, like just a note. What is that word I'm looking for? My mind is so preoccupied. It has been all these months of probation, and I haven't shared my story, but I am going to share it. I'm going to share what's happened with me through all the wrong that had been done to me. The things that are on my record, not concerning this time, but even this, if it was told rightly, but, the one thing I don't have a problem, I'm getting ready to go, if everything goes right, I should be all probation. And this is a hindrance when you have to call which I haven't called today, I forgot, every day, to see whether I've had to leave work. I missed once because I can't remember. I missed one test where I have to do the swab test, and there's just so much I want to say, and really I was thinking about making a video, and maybe this one to the one that I'm getting ready to go to, the assessment, drug and alcohol assessment. That is, of all the things I have problems and troubles with in this world, drugs and alcohol are not one of them. But it's, and had I been able to speak for myself, and I know that I could have avoided all this even after what had happened when I got pulled over and what I had. It kind of has to be an intention of breaking a law or doing wrong, but my intention was to do right. It was to just so I could get off of the Suboxone, and I've told you that. But I'm kind of thinking to maybe show this to the assessor too, because it's just a game. Here I am. I had, I wanted to start speaking. I always wanted to go back to girls' school, where my life was once saved when I was young from the judge putting me there. Because when I was in there, my friends that I had run around with, they graduated to hard drugs. All I ever did as a teenager, with a couple exceptions, was just to, all I did was smoked a little weed and drank a lot of booze. But just before even, because it was 2 years into the revelation when I got pulled over, and what I had done was to try to help me to get off of the Suboxone that the doctor had me on. But I couldn't kick that last little bit because of the pains. And I thought, it was the withdrawal from that. And from the, if I would not have that little bit, I would have pains where I'd be on the floor. So I was, and although I am for natural, see, there was no wrong in what I did, because I'm for natural, the right use of natural medicine. And when I say natural medicine, I'm even saying cocaine, the coca leaf. I am saying marijuana. I'm not saying for abusing it, but for the right reason. I believe there's much good, and I have many things I want to say about marijuana, even though I haven't smoked it in 20 years. With the exception of maybe a hit here or there where it wasn't for me no more. I basically quit smoking when I was, when I had Nick, my first son. But, I was getting ready to start sharing, all that I had overcome right before I got pulled over with what I had. Because, people have seen me, and no one ever thought, people that knew me, I was known to have a can of Bud Light, Coors Light, bottle of beer. You know, no one ever thought, I never thought I'd quit drinking. I did that, and it wasn't a dry drunk. A dry drunk's one that don't want to quit. I just had enough. I changed my mind, and now I despise alcohol. But to a point, I despise the abuse of all of it. But really, there might be a little wine, might be okay, you know. Anything abused, I'm against anything that is abused. But for medicinal purposes, yes. And that's what I did when I got pulled over. But I was so not ready. It was, you know, when I got pulled over that it was, I'm only now ready to share. But I'm just making this video now because it's just the irony that I have to go and have this evaluation. And, you know, I can't speak for myself. I ditz out. There's so much I wanted to say. I wanted to say it rightly and I just quickly. But, you know, I did what I did for medicinal and religious, spiritual purposes. And really, had I been able to explain myself, I would have never, it would have never come through the probation and all this. I could have, but I wasn't capable of speaking for myself. So, and now, you know, the probation's almost over and it really has hindered me. Having to stop every day worry. It's a worry in the back. Here I was being set free through the revelation in those first 2 years. And then when I got pulled over, you know, and then the probation and everything, I wasn't ready to stand before man and make my defense. So all I could, you know, I just let it all happen. And I know that when it's over, that I will really be able to continue from where I was in that day. It is a burden to me, and but I don't know if anything just made sense, but you know, but they think it's a game, and I don't know what if I'm gonna just, you know, it's a money game, and so I don't know. I just need to go in there and, you know, let them do their little evaluation and tell them, you know, there's a lot riding on here. It is the total irony that I'm here. I was just, you know, I wanted to start speaking at, you know, and I do in my store. People who are drinking and in drugs, I always am counseling them. And I probably by now, had this not been such a hindrance to me, I might have been able, I was going to try to start helping them more through what's been done in me and, you know, just through my experience and what's been done in me, making me able, but the probation is really, and if this counselor that does this assessment will do what's right, because I don't need no drugs and alcohol classes or it's a money thing. But if he does what's right, I should be off probation and this hindrance will be lifted from me. And then I can continue to do what I got. I just hope this burden is taken because it should be over in 2 weeks, maybe. Then I can focus on these things and you know, my attention on Mark. It's nothing, you know, it would have been nothing if I didn't have so many other things. I don't care. I wouldn't have cared to go to these classes because I know I could help someone there. I could help many there, you know, and I wouldn't, you know, one thing I might want to say to this, you know, if I can speak for myself when I get there is, why don't you let me come and be a speaker for your class to give my testimony here, not my, you know, so much my my spiritual testimony. In a sense, like it would be, it's there that, you know, just to give my because I put the booze and all of it down before my revelation. You know, I accomplished so much after I done that. See, when I was drinking, I'd always go I was always trying to better things in my life, but I could only go 2 steps up. But somehow I would always 3 steps back, and I could never get, you know. But after I quit drinking, like I said, I took a store that hadn't been successful in 20, 30 years. That was my recovery. And there's still